Alright, hello everybody! Welcome back to my stream of Fate Grand Order Lostbelt 3. I see that Delgado here is early than expected. I was not expecting anyone to be here before I even started. Alright, well, let's get underway. For today, I think I will use a few bronze apples to even out the neck of natural AP that I have. Hopefully, my microphone quality isn't too bad. Alright, so before all else, I always spend my summon ticket first. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way first. Craft Essence, 3-star. Shame. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. 3-star Servant. 3-star Servant. Shame. It seems that I will not be blessed by single pole luck. Let's continue then. Travelers of the Century. Oh, it's right. So last we left off, we were just about to fight Yumeiden, and I have no class of what she is. So let's. Do I care about who I use? I guess not. I'll just, in that case, use a support waiver, and let's go back to my, let's do this, use this team. Oh, actually, I already have waiver, so why not, is there a Merlin lying around that I could use? I think the start of every single one of my live streams is literally me trying to find a Merlin with the right craft essence. Some things just don't change. Okay, good enough. And then George, Mash, and King Hassan to finish off. I think we're good. I got my water bottle here, so we are in good supply today. Hey, it's Rejoicing Fake Priest. Good to see ya. Wait. This is an easy fight, you say? Alright, I'll believe you. Alright, well, let's just see what we have for competition then. What? Excuse me? Well, now they're all still cursed, so... Alright. Oh, so Conan Skies gives you more guts. Okay, that's actually pretty nifty. I think I'll like that. Do I even have to use Garden of Avalon then? No, I don't think I need to. Let's generate some crit stars then. See, I was really worried that I have to restart the fight. So. Oh, I screwed up. The poison triggers the guts! I am... The poison triggers the guts. Oh, I'm so bad. Okay, I'm getting wiped. Alright then, there goes my front line. I'm actually bad. Alright, okay, okay. Guess we do it this way then. We'll just have King Hassan do his thing. Okay, so she gets full charge every turn. Alright, there he goes. Oh! Oh! Actually? Okay, you know what? That's actually really nice. So the taunt prevents her from using her Noble Phantasm. Okay, that's sweet. Keep it up, keep it up. Okay, sweet. And I don't think King Hassan particularly cares, so it should be fine. I think Mash might die though, so... Okay, there goes Georgios. Alright, so how did we do this? Target up? Oh no, she'll still attack anyways, right? What do I do then? Well, I'll just let the guts proc, I guess. I will redo this fight if I have to. I didn't expect this to be the way you have to do this, so this might actually require a bit of strategy. Yeah, so that poison's gonna proc. Should not be a problem for King Hassan though, I'm assuming. Alright. So I get new guts, and then one of my command cards should clear it, so that should be fine. Let's, so I need to use this one, then this one, then this one. Yeah, this is I didn't expect this to be the gimmick. I guess it's a good thing I brought King Hassan with me. Because he can just clink the poison with his command card. So like, if I'm not misunderstanding the situation, you have permanent guts, right? Like you get new guts every turn, right? So that being the case, then yeah, okay, so you do get new guts every turn. So that being the case, I can just wholesale destroy this girl with King Hassan, because he'll just never die, I think. So this is going to be several... Oh, there goes my guts again. Alright, so I guess this is just going to be several turns of me beating her up with... There's going to be several turns of me beating her up the exact same way, I assume. Yeah, let's just go with Buster Chain this time. Yeah, this is definitely not going to be the fastest fight I've ever done. Is there no way for me to fast forward Noble Phantasms in this particular sequence? I hate having to go through this whole guts thing every time. Alright, so cleanse and offer thy head. You think this is quickly though? Like this is 10 turns already, so I feel like that's pretty slow. And it's like, this is gonna be like 20 turns of me doing the same thing over and over again, so... Yeah, I don't know. Like, unironically, just me doing the same thing over and over again for 10 turns. 30? Yeah, okay, I guess I'm... I'm gonna be here for a while, and that is, What if... AK316, what's up? Yeah, it's interesting to say the least. Oh man, I have no clue what's gonna happen. Like, if this were anyone but King Hassan, I would have already lost, so... Let's, yeah, let's clean up the... Let's clean the poison first and then execute. Oh boy. Man. Would it be faster for me to just Buster Brave Chain the whole time? Like, maybe? I don't know. Like, if I just Buster Brave Chain every turn, this should be fine, right? Like, I'm actually... I don't know how to do this fast. I guess next turn I'll do a Buster Quick Arts, but man, this is not what I was expecting. Yeah, this is first Hassan against Yumezen, who is also an assassin. I mean, I guess yeah, if I'm constantly critting, that is still better. So I guess I'll end with Quick Arts. Indeed. Dokoda! I can't do his voice, man. Joji Nakata has like such a deep voice. I cannot do it. Alright, first break. Oh my god. Thank god it's over. Oh. Oh man, that was a duel. That was a duel. Alright, let's see what happens now. How can she attack with such power so quickly? She should have run out of magical energy ages ago. She's not using her only magical energy at all. She's sucking up the endless supply of mana from the world itself and using it as her own. Oh, so she basically gets to have a jeweled sword of Zelrek. Is that it? So this is what a true ancestor and incarnated elemental can do. I never would have thought that China had one of its own. Yeah, Emiya's voice is really smooth too. I love it. I can't tell if, what's his name? Was it, Liam O'Brien? Yeah, Liam O'Brien was the one who did Archer's voice in English, and those are also pretty good too, so... Fighting one of them is like taking on a tsunami or a hurricane with your fists. I'm sorry, that went right over my head. Could you dumb it down to, say, horse level? Simply put, we've been quite thoroughly backed into a corner here. Huh? That's bad, right? Oh, yes. If we're all going to die anyway, might I suggest you blow yourself up so everyone except me can truly go out with a bang? Will you two just shut up already? Not helping, obviously. I don't think I can keep this up any longer, Master. Damn. That is an intimidating aura. Enough playing around, Akuta. No, now that you have revealed your true form, we suppose we should no longer call you by your alias. But then, you have never given us any other name. What should we call you now? You would call my wrath, my curses, merely playing around, O worldly king? What else would you call this? Did you endure eternity merely so you could curse these people to death? Oh, does she back down? Undying one. True one. We have too much respect for you to see you lose your way like this. Return here before you go any further. Recall the pledge you still have yet to keep, and do what must be done first. So you do not want me to do anything unless it benefits you, is that it? We are telling you to remember what it is you came here to do. Just what is the nature of the relationship between these two? I'm curious now too. A pledge? Does that mean she made some other deal with Qing Shi Huang I didn't know about? Those of us who endure eternally should not be so swept up in fleeting emotions. You must not forget what it is you truly seek, how close you are to having it in your grasp, and what you must yet do. All right, I understand. I shall follow your advice, for now. So she just fucks off like that. That's it. Yu Mei-zhen has left the battlefield. Wow, man, like, that was a scary fight. Whew, I'm exhausted. This stuff can be such a pain. As much as I despise humans, I do not have to give them credit. I do have to give them credit for one thing. The weapons they make are so much easier to use. There's nothing better than something that lets you kill a bunch of humans just by pulling a trigger. Koyanskaya, I take it you knew that Akuta Hinako was actually Yu Mei-zhen all along? I actually don't know who this is. A notable figure from the Chu-Han contention, which took place after the death of Qing Shi Huang. She was the hegemon king of Western Chu, Shang Yu's lover, and is said to have met an untimely death in the wake of his defeat. Oh, so that's the reason why she's so attached to that guy. Okay, so that makes sense now. So this means that Yu Mei-zhen wasn't human, and that she's been alive for thousands of years? It was shocking enough to find out that the legendary Yu Mei-zhen was actually a bloodsucker, or rather, a true ancestor. But then, why should she bother infiltrating Chaldea and applying to be a race shift candidate? And if that weren't enough, now she's a cryptor holed up in the Chinese Lostbelt? Ugh, none of this makes any sense. True, if you all look at the facts, the odds seem pretty long indeed. But if you trace them back to their source, the answer couldn't be simpler. This all happened because Murraysbury had planned for it to happen. As I suspected. Director Murraysbury at Emisphere may have seemed like a good person, but at heart, he was still a mage. A mage's idea of doing good and a human's idea of doing good are very, very different. Murraysbury may have been just a person, but seems like he also managed to do good, that is, his best as a mage. Okay, hold on, how does Koyanskaya know who the former director was? That's not explained to me either. I expect he must have been anxious. I imagine he had to wonder if race shifting was even possible, and if it was, whether humans could actually survive the process. I'd guess that's what prompted him to bring Yu Mei-zhen on as a backup plan of sorts. No doubt he must have thought that even if it turned out humans couldn't withstand a race shift, she would either survive or could be resuscitated, thanks to her sturdy true ancestor body. That must be why he covered up her true identity under the name Akuta Hinako, and sent her a formal invitation to Chaldea after she'd been hiding away in the margins of history for centuries. Oh shit, I guess that's a lot more complicated than I thought it'd be. That would have been before the previous version of me was summoned to Chaldea. I do recall Akuta Hinako was already part of Chaldea's staff even before Team A was formed. Murraysbury must have wanted to prove the viability of race shifting come hell or high water. Agreed. I imagine he meant to use her as a guinea pig to make the experiment work, even if there turned out to be no mere humans who fit the bill whatsoever. But as luck would have it, not only did there turn out to be plenty of viable candidates, the demi-servant plan he had come up with to improve the odds of summoning a heroic spirit after the race ship worked out as well. All of which meant that Murraysbury no longer needed to bother giving Akuta Hinako more special treatment. She was ultimately assigned to Team A for no other reason than to fill the roster, so to speak. We need to find a servant who can predict far in the future just for them to be exactly like Holmes, the ultimate troll. Okay, hold on. Isn't that basically what Gilgamesh is? Or am I thinking wrong here? I thought Gilgamesh has a clairvoyance that could see the future. All Gilgamesh would have to do is like literally tell no one what will happen in the future. It's just that he happens to tell people what happens. Now do you understand? Your great director was hiding a true ancestor in his organization all this time. It's no wonder Chaldea came under UN scrutiny after something that shady. The fact that none of the surviving staff had any idea is just the ultra-ironic icing on the cake. Still, I'm surprised Yu Mei-zhen agreed to all of that, being a true ancestor and all. Oh? That's the part you find strange? Huh? Well, I don't suppose anyone with a finite lifespan could ever really understand the psychology of a truly eternal being. So I have to give Marisbury credit for being able to figure out what it was she wanted. It couldn't have been easy for him to convince her, since she really, really hates humans. At the very least, I'm sure he never offered anything as cheesy as a mink coat. I'm not sure what to make of all of this, since I really didn't know Marisbury all that well. I'm sure Romani knew him well enough that he could weigh in with something useful, but... well, unfortunately, he's not around at the moment. Hey Desmond, whenever I hear a true ancestor, I think about Arcade. Yeah, like, up until this point, she was also the only true ancestor that I knew about either. And then, was it Delgado, or was it Yoshiki yesterday who said that Zelric was also a true ancestor? This is all stuff that I don't know, because I never played Tsukihime before. Like, the Nasuverse being connected back and forth like this actually makes it complicated. So Holmes says, agreed. Now that we've made an enemy of Qingsu Huang, lingering in one place for too long is tantamount to suicide. Got it. Then let's keep our camouflage-bounded field up and put some distance between us and this place. Man, it really sucks that they took the border. Now we really have to carry our patient on foot. Please, no more, Tool. I could need another bite. Oh man, I haven't seen Tool in a long time either, so I think the only appearance she's ever made in the story is Fate Apocrypha. Zelric is not a true ancestor. Wait, so then, is he just a regular vampire then? Because I do know that he was involved with true ancestors in some way, but like, my extensive knowledge involving Zelric is just that he made the true magic. Just a dead apostle, but an extremely... okay, so not a true ancestor. Yeah, like, honestly, my extent of knowledge about Zelric is that he made the Kaleido Sticks, and he made, was it the second magic? So... I saw something that looked like a truck in the hangar. Maybe we could use that. You mean the thing that they used when they brought me here? It may be better than walking, but we'll still feel every bump of the road, and then some. Well, beggars can't be choosers. We'll just have to make the best of it. You can say he's an Apollo ancestor. Oh, okay, so he was bitten and basically became a vampire. Okay, so that's how that works. Long, long ago, this was a beautiful place. Even today, I still remember the time where there was nothing in the sky but wind, and nothing on the ground but plants. This was in ages past, long before anyone even thought to lay claim to this planet. Before I was separated from the world, before I even had form of my own. But my memories of what came after are all of fear, animosity, and a perverse kind of envy. You and I both look the same, which is why I don't understand. Why do you hate me so much? Why do you despise me so? You would attack me so viciously, all because I cannot die? I never asked for eternal life. I would have welcomed death. I would have liked nothing more than to fall into oblivion alongside my beloved. Oh, so this is Yume-Rin's backstory then. True ancestor? Bloodsucker? I don't know anything about those, but that didn't stop you from deciding that's what I was. You said my inability to die made me unclean, that my inability to age made me a monster. None of you listened to what I had to say. Once you decided I was a monster, you just kept treating me like one. I understand that you hate humans. I know you want nothing to do with us. But no matter how much you may wish it were otherwise, humans will never truly leave you alone. Once they learn you exist, executors will come from far and wide to hunt you down. The church getting sent to deal with vampires and undead, the usual dirty work. I cannot do anything to change that fact. As such, I cannot apologize on behalf of humanity. All I can do is give you an outlet for your resentments, to keep my head bowed no matter what manner of abuse you heap upon it. It is with that in mind that I would like to make you a proposal, even if you think me shameless for doing so. If you wish to obtain peace and quiet, your only choice is to move yourself somewhere outside the bounds of human activity. Hey Samuel, welcome back. We're just moving along with the story right now. I just did the Yume-Rin fight. Mankind has grown far too numerous. Indeed, this last century must have been a nightmare for you. They excavate mountains, chop down forests, and greedily expand their territory with no end in sight. You must have already realized that at this rate, there will no longer be any safe place left for you to hide. So speaking as one partially responsible for the state of affairs, I would like to offer you a deal. There is a small, isolated community of mages in one of the most remote areas of this world. Its residents are well aware that prying into the other community's members' lives is taboo. I think you would be right at home in Chaldea. As long as you play along with the false identity I will prepare for you, no one will be the wiser. No one will ever be the wiser. In exchange, I would like you to assist me with my search, a quest of sorts to realize my family's greatest dream. Oh yes, I almost forgot to introduce myself. My name is Marisbury Animusphere. I hope you can see that our interests are aligned. Spirit of Gaia, as one of the last flowers of the moon left on Earth, I would love to have your help in making both our dreams come true. True human, you maiden. What does he mean by true human? Welp. I knew he was lying. He was far from the first ghoul who had tried to uncover my secrets in their own quest for immortality. And yet, by this point, I was far too tired to tear him to pieces. I wasn't sure whether he was being truthful or not, but he was right about one thing, at least. I no longer have a place in this land. There is no darkness to hide me, no light I can join. There is nowhere left for me to go. So I guess, here we have everyone in Team A with their tragic backstories. Yet even so, I can still feel the grip of his despair over my fate, coiling around my heart. Ah, you, my you, what will your fate be? That's right, I seek an end to eternity. A place where I can hold my head high and declare that I have gone as far as I can. My sole wish, my one final request, is that I may tell my dearly departed that he no longer need weep for me. Tragic backstories for everyone. Awaken, fairy. The time has come to return to reality. It has been 5 months since your arrival. We now have scanned your entire body 48 times in total. Our analysis is complete. Every last one of your body's secrets has been recorded within our memory circuits. We have at last learned the secrets of the Zunnin's immortality. You did well, fairy. Or perhaps we should continue to call you Akata Hinako. You may call me whatever you wish, your Imperial Majesty. True ancestors are said to be the rightful inhabitants of Earth. Oh, okay. So that's... Okay. So when they say that true ancestors are the true humans, it means that they were the original inhabitants. Okay. That sort of makes sense. You may have anything you like as a reward. Or is he alone still enough, as you initially requested? He is. I desire nothing else. Then, per the terms of our agreement, we hereby bequeath custody of Kwaiji Zero to you. You have served us faithfully for centuries, our very first mechanical retainer. Congratulations on your retirement. Thank you, your Imperial Majesty. It is with a heavy heart that I take your leave for the last time. Shang Yu, We do not know what sort of name our mechanical retainer may have made for himself in your history. But was this Shang Yu person worthy of being entrusted with your mystics, Zunzun? I could ask much the same of you, your Imperial Majesty. Why would you need to study me now, when you have long possessed the Fusan tree itself? True, we did learn the mystic of life through our obtainment of the Fusan tree, but we never came across a single sage or fairy in all the time we spent exploring their land. You are the first genuine fairy we have ever laid eyes on, Akuta Hinako. I see. At any rate, this fulfills the final part of our contract. Tell us, what will you do now? If possible, I would like to stay in a remote part of your lands and live out my days in peace. How modest of you. But, will Chaldea let you do that? The Chaldeans have already incurred your wrath. There is no need to dirty my hands further. It is only a matter of time now before one of your valiant Mount Li warriors presents you with their heads. Ah, we see. You do not want Shang Yu to see you getting rough, so to speak. Very well. We prefer this mild manner act to the true colors you displayed at Ankang anyway. However, there is one thing we must ask of you before you leave our service. Is this world going to perish? Well, will she tell them the truth? At this point, I can no longer tell which will emerge triumphant. The will of this world to survive, or the will that would see this world destroyed. All I can truthfully say is that I couldn't possibly care less. A good answer. We know now that if nothing else, you will never oppose us. Now then, if you'll excuse me. Are you sure about this, Your Imperial Majesty? I believe she still knows more about the monsters that have invaded us than she is letting on. Yes, we are sure she does. I was shaken when she said she did not care if this world lived or died, despite saying she would stay. She is a Zenzan, a true human, the only one in this world who is on par with our royal personage. Had she voiced her intent to do something along the lines of protecting the world, then our wrath would have been swift and merciless. That would indicate her desire to fight us for this world, after all this time we spent protecting it. But that is not what she said. Indeed, she showed she has no attachment to this world whatsoever. In consequence, she can coexist with us as we rule. I mean, I don't even know if fairy is actually the proper translation for what they meant. Like, I thought fairies were like, you know, like a European origin, like the kind that you would see in like Arthurian mythology. So I mean, I'm still sort of confused as to what they're talking about here. For there can only be one human who controls the world in its entirety. Indeed, Your Imperial Majesty, it is just as you say. Having two or more humans exist inevitably leads to quarreling. So this cannot be permitted. As this world's only human, we shall guide the common people with our love. All they need to concern themselves with is tending their lands, filling their bellies, sleeping, and reproducing. What could be more peaceful? Okay, so I hope that means that we never have to fight her again. No more of noble phantasming every turn. That would annoy me. Oh, it's a 0 AP quest. Alright. You've got her hand behind her back? Good. Make sure that wire is nice and tight, and don't forget the shackles. So I guess Gordolf and Foe are still very hostile towards Koyenskaya, no surprise there. Oh, come on, is this really necessary? May I remind you, I just saved your lives back there. I can't believe a little glucose drip is all it took to get Gordy up and running again. It really goes to show what a unique person Mr. Gordolf is, doesn't it, Senpai? I see Foe using Koyenskaya's head as a dance floor. I mean, what? Back in Lostbelt 1, she really squished him really hard, right? So I guess this is just payback. True ancestors of Phantasmal. So, like, Phantasmals are just, like, powerful beings, right? Like, supernatural beings or something. Like, dragons are a species of Phantasmal too, right? Heh. I understand how you feel all too well, Tiny. In fact, I can no longer restrain myself either. Accursed wench! Now you're wearing a Chinese dress of all things? Your wiles won't work on me, Koyanskaya. You won't fool me ever again. Now, what shall I do with you? Oh no! I can't believe I've been captured by such a brute. Whatever will become of me now? He must have such atrocities in mind as to put Qing Su Huang's punishment to shame. A veritable what is this word? Smorgasbord of torture, the likes of which has never been witnessed in all of human history. No doubt he's going to carnally humiliate me in unspeakable ways after keeping me caged like a wild animal. Oh, I'm so scared. Smorgasbord. I don't even know what this means. Like, do I Google search what this word means? Give me a second. Smorgasbord. Like, what the hell does this word mean? A buffet offering a variety of hot and cold meats. A type of Scandinavian meal served buffet. Well, that does look pretty good, and I can't deny it looks pretty good. Smorgasbord. Carnally humiliates? What? I mean, yes, I'm ruthless, but I'd never go that far. Full. Alright, that's enough of that. Remember, you and Lucia's lives are still on the line here, Gordy. Oh, yes, that's right. Where's the antidote for the poison you used on me and Lucia? The one you promised to hand over in exchange for our help. I'll even spare you the shackles. Go on then, produce the antidote from that bountiful balsam of... Jesus Christ. Okay, let's start reading that again. Go on then, produce that antidote from that bountiful balsam of yours. Don't think I don't know how sexy your cleavage looks in that Chinese dress. Now hand over the antidote and make the hopes of every dream... This is so cringe. Now hand over the antidote and make the hopes and dreams of every red-blooded male come true. Of course I'll keep my end of the bargain. Here you go. Just one bottle? That's it? That's right, a single dose is all I have. And do be warned, sharing it between you will just make it useless. What are you trying to pull? Fofo? Oh, come on now, think about it. Would I really go to the trouble of preparing an antidote when the whole point of the poison was to kill my target? I just brought along a single dose for insurance in case I ended up taking the poison myself by mistake. That's the one and only contingency I prepared for. And now, as I promised, I've handed over that single dose of contingency antidote to all of you. Whatever happens next is out of my hands. I wonder, which one will get to take it? His Excellency the Great Gordolf, or Caldia's one and only master? And just so you know, Lucia, you don't have much time left either. Gordolf must have taken a page from Fergus's book. Yeah, so Fergus would do someone like... yeah! Let's see. You might not be feeling too bad thanks to Mash's protection, but make no mistake, the poison's doing its job. Shan Shuai Ming... oh man. Xian Shuai Ming Mai. I cannot pronounce that fast. Xian Shuai Ming Mai dries you out from the inside. You only have a few days left to live at best. I had a feeling that might be the case. Grr. Senpai. As much as it sucks, I think we have to put our personal feelings aside in favor of the larger picture. Lucia, I suggest we... Lucia, I challenge you to a game of rock, paper, scissors. Huh? Only one of us will go on living. That means this is a clash between our wills to survive. And when the stakes are this high, rock, paper, scissors is the only truly impartial judge. I'm going to bless myself with luck. Well, normally I would prefer a coin toss, but that would give me an unfair advantage, so rock, paper, scissors it is. Mr. Gordolf, are you really sure you want to settle this like that? It's alright, Mash. If they are content to make a decision this way, it is not our place to interfere. Just you, me, and whatever hand we choose to play. A fair fight if there ever was one. What do you say, young lady? Alright, and if he wants to do this. Very well, I'm glad you're such a good sport about this. Not a children's card game. Loser gets their soul sent to the Shadow Realm. Hey. Win or lose, no hard feelings, okay? That includes having one of your servants take it by force and other unbecoming chicanery. Foe. Alright, let's do this. Rock, paper. I'm going to use scissors. Are you mad? You're supposed to use paper here. I said I would use rock, so I was sure you would use paper in response. All I had to do then was to use scissors, and this would have all been over. Can't you see that? Gordy, that's not really the issue here. Also, Lucia, I think we need to have a little talk later. Yeah, so I guess there was no one soul getting sent to the Shadow Realm today. Were you trying to lose on purpose? Whether she was or not, Mr. Gordolf made the challenge for this particular duel. Tell us, Mr. Gordolf, what were you thinking when you used scissors after deciding that you would use rock? What was I thinking? I was thinking I'd do whatever it takes to survive, that's what I was thinking. Go ahead and call me whatever you want. Smart, wise, dependable. I'll take any criticism you throw at me. But I don't want to die. Good grief. Hey, Lucia. It's been a good show and all, but I think it's time we got this over with, don't you? Yep, go for it. Hey! What's the meaning of this full Nelson, Jinku? Okay, Gordy, open wide. What are you... Hey, that medicine's... He's gonna choke. 90% of the choices are... Okay, well, I mean, you know what that says about, you and me? It says that we are all really good and considerate people. We are nice to everyone, even Mr. Gordolf. I mean, to be fair, Gordolf's back, nice back to us, right? So, be wholesome to wholesome people and be toxic to toxic people. That's the way it should be, right? There you go, down the hatch. Are you nuts? Why did you make me swallow it? That was the only antidote we had. Now what are you going to do? Well, I couldn't just let you die. After all, I wouldn't even be here now if not for you. That's true. Yeah. If you'd eaten the whole thing, you would have died on the spot. The director never said a word about that, so... Indeed, whatever the circumstances may have been, the end result is that Gordolf saved Lucia's life. And despite being well aware of that, he has not so much mentioned it all this time. No doubt he decided it would be unfair to hold that over Miss Lucia's head, given how she was about to head off into battle. Well, I don't know if I'd quite put it that way. So now we're even. You fool. Where'd you get off being so decent, even at such a young age? But very well, this is of course merely a matter of priorities. There can be no team without its leaders. Now that I'm fully back in action, all of our further plans are guaranteed to succeed. Why don't we just recreate the antidote in Caldia? We all have geniuses here. There was one thing that was said, is that because we don't know what the poison is made from, we cannot make an antidote for it. So we would need Koyanskaya to show us, like, what she made the poison from, right? What a joke. How utterly revolting. Maybe I'll just gobble you up from the head down. Oh? It seems we have a lady here who can't quite contain her murderous rage. Who, me? Why, don't be silly. This has all been a hugely entertaining farce. There's nothing quite like humans, is there? I'm so touched I feel as though my heart might just burst. I'm afraid you have grossly underestimated us if you thought that all this little performance of yours would hide the truth. That medicine you handed over is not the only means of neutralizing the poison, is it? Oh, and on what are you basing that oh-so-hopeful assertion, I might ask? That you chose to come to this particular Lostbelt in the first place. You made sure to wait until there was a time right before you went about poisoning Miss Lucia. Were your poison truly incurable, you would only need to flee once the deed was done. As long as you had managed to cover your tracks, you could escape without leaving a trace. And yet, by the time we had arrived in this Lostbelt, you were already here. Now why would you do something so foolish? The answer is simple. Because there is something in this Lostbelt you needed to keep away from us. And what else could that be but a way to cure the poison you used? I see Holmes making the right call here. I can't stand men who have nothing more to offer than their minds. I imagine you must have heard that from Irene Adler a lot too, didn't you? Is Irene Adler the one that was from the very last story he was a part of? Or is that just the one where she was the only person who had ever outsmarted Holmes? I can't remember because I don't know the story of Sherlock Holmes too well. I'll thank you. Not draw comparisons between her and an agent of pure evil such as yourself. Now then, as we can be sure that Miss Koenskai's purpose in coming here was to protect it, we must simply ask ourselves what this cure might be. It would have to be something already lost in proper human history, as well as something unattainable in any other Lostbelt, which leaves. I mean, yeah, I imagine she's important in Sherlock Holmes thing, but, like, all I know is that she outsmarted him. Like, I know nothing else aside of that. Which leaves. Aha! The Fusang Tree. Quite so. Though there are many things unique to this Lostbelt, the Fusang Tree is the only thing I can think of that would be impossible to obtain elsewhere. As the key to the Sage World's mystics, we know that it has no end of biochemical applications, as Qingsi Huang has so aptly demonstrated. I see no other magecraft system that could possibly be used to refine such a strange and complex poison. Well, I suppose there's no point in playing dumb any longer. Yes, you're right, that poison was derived from the Fusang Tree. The substance made by distilling its roots with yin energy is called... gotta pronounce this again. 仙率明脉, 明脉, 仙率明脉, or immortal decline. I don't even know what characters those would be. 仙率明脉. Maybe I should just look that up on Google. Maybe it has some, like, you know, like unique applications and history behind it. And the one made by decoding its leaves with yang energy is called 仙或命脉, or immortal lifeline. 命脉, so 麦 as in like 麦子, like as in like a like a wheat or something. I don't know. I don't know my Chinese very well. Don't judge me, please. Either way, whether you're making poison or antidotes, you need something from the Fusang Tree. Of course, you could always make an antidote without the Fusang Tree as long as you could extract something with the same components. 生活, probably. Yeah, probably that one. 鲜活, like 生活. Yeah, you know what? That would actually make sense with that pronunciation. But we all know proper human history lost those kinds of mystics long ago, don't we? Which means that the antidote I had on me was your one and only hope. Given that I held Lucia's life in my hands, I did consider making her my slave and forcing her to do my bidding. But I couldn't get Akuta's report out of my head. If only I had never heard her mention there was a Lostbelt, where the Fusang Tree remained alive and in human custody. So once you knew, you felt that you had no choice but to go and guard it. You must be quite the warrior wart yourself. I prefer to think of it as knowing when to hedge my bets. Whatever you choose to call it, your instinct helped us out considerably for once. Once we do obtain the Fusang Tree for ourselves, we can cure Miss Lucia's poison, correct? Theoretically, yes. But to actually do that, you'd have to make your way into Shenyang, where the Emperor is. And you'd have to be insane to do that, wouldn't you? Hey, we're going to have to face up with that Qingsi Huang eventually, especially now that the Emperor is trying to wipe us out for being Confucians. No, I am not a Confucian. Besides, we can't leave this Lostbelt until we find the Tree of Emptiness and chop it down. The hidden Tree of Emptiness. Well, I suppose it all boils down to the same thing. At any rate, curing Miss Lucia's poisoning remains our top priority. Can I assume our next destination to be Shenyang then, Director? Yes, of course. After all, we do need to get our hands on that antidote at all costs. As Caldea's director, I'm personally responsible for the lives of my staff, and that includes Lucia. I certainly can't afford to go around dying first. Well said, Director. So that's next journey for us then. Don't you worry, my girl. We'll find a way to save you. You just see if we won't. You have to hang in there and focus on defeating Qingsu Huang. In the end, it has to be this way. I cannot sing that song for the life of me. You know, my throat's gonna die on me if I try. I'm so relieved. I know we're not out of the woods yet, but at least this takes care of one big problem. Yeah. It's great to finally see Director Gordov back to his old self again, isn't it, Senpai? I'll say. Tearstones of blood. Alright, now then. Do I have enough? Nope, not enough. I mean, I never play any of the Fate Grand Order stages with music, so I don't know what it's like. Like, I use the endgame music, so... Oh, we're fighting archers this time, huh? You know what that means, right? It's time. It's absolutely time. Where's my team? Where's my team? There you are. Oh, no. Ah, crap. I forgot to... I forgot to put MASH on the team. That means I get less bonds points this time. Oh well. I'll do that next time. He was bewildered. It had been over 2,000 years since his activation. He had devoted every ounce of his being to fulfilling the duties given him. Some of these duties may have been difficult, even dangerous, but he always had a purpose. There was never any doubt about why he was made or what he was meant to do. But now, this sage woman who claimed to have come from another world with a different history was... yeah, I do sort of want the Emperor, because I heard that he's really good for soloing, and so having a ruler who's not Jean that can try to solo, I feel like that would just be really helpful. And besides, you know what? The more servants I have in my roster, like, the more videos I can make. You know what I mean? Like, that whole thing with Halloween and Achilles, like, I would not have been able to do that if I didn't roll Achilles, right? So... More servants gives me more flexibility. Are you my new lord? No, it's not like that. The lord you swore loyalty to is the law that maintains peace in this world. Is that not how you were designed? It is. Well, that is not what I am. All I ask... What did you say? All I ask is that you think of me as a companion, and that you call me simply by my name, you. You offered everything you possessed to Heavenly Emperor in exchange for my custody. I mean, you would pronounce this Yi in Chinese, I'm pretty sure. But I will pronounce it the English way, because I'm going to butcher the Chinese pronunciation anyways. And all you want now is to live out your days with me? Yes, that is my greatest desire. That has been my sole hope and prayer over the last 2,000 years. He could not understand. What could this immortal Zhenren, who claimed to have borne witness to a different world, possibly want from the being she called Shang Yu? Without further information or context, he could only stand by in bewilderment. So what I'm guessing is that Shang Yu in this world cannot feel emotions then, so... So, to remedy this confusion, he required answers. Answers he could only obtain from this being who called herself Yu. First of all, who is this Shang Yu you speak of? What did I, Kuaiji Zero, do in your history? Good question. Knowing you, I am sure you will understand. Surely, you can hypothesize alternative scenarios based on different conditions, just like Chaldea's could. Correct. That is one of my most basic operations. Kuaiji Zero, the first mechanical man Qingsu Huang ever made by recreating Shang Dynasty Baobei. His core functionality lay in predictive calculation. By observing and analyzing every iota of data about his surroundings, he could predict likely cause and effect relations to see into the near future. This ability was deemed essential for spreading Qingsu Huang's eternal regime far and wide. For the moment, let us further assume this ruler is in fact Qingsu Huang. You said that in your history I was activated by a rebel who was fighting against the Empire. That's right, but the man who was meant to use you, Shang Liang, fell before his ambitions could be realized. And you were left to fend for yourself in a chaotic world under the name Shang Yu. If you were in such a situation, what do you think you would do? What would this Shang Yu version of himself do under such circumstances? He should use his abilities to fulfill his designer's purpose for him and help bring about peace. Qing Shi Huang, after completing Kuaiji Zero, was magnanimous enough to not limit Shang Yu's potential masters to only his creator. Naturally, I would dedicate myself to my next lord, a successor who would lead China towards peace and prosperity. But what if the Qing Shi Huang government had fallen into rot and uprisings were breaking out all across the land? And what if the emperor's successor lacked the courage to quell those uprisings? Then, it was a difficult supposition, but not one without a clear answer. His purpose lay strictly in bringing about peace, both swiftly and decisively. I would accept that Qing Shi Huang's time was over and find a new ruler amidst the chaos, one who would be up to the task of uniting all of China. It was difficult to imagine such a hellish landscape from the comforts of the Empire's eternal peace. But if he had ever been left on his own in such a place, with only his primary programming to guide him, I am certain there would be at least one person among the rebels capable of leading this nation. Indeed, you found such potential in Liu Bang, a man with a promising destiny, born with the dragon factor. When you first met him, he was but a lowly adulterer toiling away in the town of Pei. It matters not where he came from, or what his circumstances may have been, once he assumes the throne and begins a new regime. But what if his potential had yet to awaken, and he had no genuine ability to speak of? What would you do then? Well, this made matters even more difficult. But with the facts provided, deductions can be made. From there, an answer can be reached. Then I would have to wait until his abilities awakened, and he was ready to rule. But even as you wait, the world falls further into chaos, and numerous warlords battle each other for control of China. Their war rages so violently that it threatens to dispose of Liu Bang like so much trash. In that case, what a horrific history. What cruel conditions. But it was not his place to bemoan such things. What he needed was to be flexible in his thinking. If the only goal was to bring peace to China, then it would not be necessary for the would-be conquering king to bring it about himself. All he'd need do in such a situation is pave as smooth a path as possible for the future king to walk. In such a vicious world, if he is to keep this king alive until the day he can properly rule, I would enter the fray myself and put an end to their conflict before it could spread further, as long as I remove any obstacles from the new king's way. Yes, all you need to do is create a situation where the new king is the only one who can rival you. From there, all those who do not wish to be governed by violent suppression would swear allegiance to the new king, thus greatly bolstering his forces. The world cannot be left to suffer in chaos and turmoil for long, so to bring a swift end to that, Shang Yu would merely need to become a box with which to contain all that would threaten the peace. If the people end up despising such a box, well, what does that matter? He is but a machine, a device that functions solely to bring about a predefined objective. If it would help clear the way for the new king to assume the throne. But what if, even after all that, Liu Bang was still too weak to prevail? What if, even after you had brought the other warlords under your thumb, the new king still required more time to grow into a proper ruler? And what if, even then, he was still not capable of reuniting all of China? Man, she is like destroying poor Shang Yu's computer brain with these puzzles. Man, poor simulation, being forced to run into contradiction after contradiction. Such a situation would be beyond hopeless, but even that is not his concern. His only concern should be continuing his calculations until he arrives at the best, clearest answer. Then I would have no choice but to reduce China in size to something he is capable of ruling. That's right. That is exactly the conclusion you would arrive at. It is inevitable. And that is exactly what Shang Yu from proper human history did. He thinned the population, set fire to the lands, and whittled China into a size that Liu Bang could manage. Oh man. I don't know Chinese history that well, but man, that's a scary thing then. A vivid picture forms before his mind's eye. Instead of the near future, he sees a vision of a hypothetical world as clearly as if he were there. No matter how bountiful land may be, if it would end up falling into the hands of rebels who claim it as their own, he would have no choice but to raze it to the ground. And before those driven from their homes could wreak havoc in their quest to fill their starving bellies, he can see it now, grass fires streaking across the land, fortresses collapsing into smoke and ash, prisoners of war buried alive so as not to waste precious time beheading them. All done without mercy or remorse at the hands of Shang Yu, the Demon King. Man, okay, so basically, if I'm reading into this right, Shang Yu would become the Chinese equivalent of Oda Nobunaga then, just killing everything that gets in the way of unification and peace. That's, okay, yeah, that is a pretty scary thing. And yet, until Liu Bang, the next rightful emperor, is capable of leading and providing for his people, Shang Yu has no choice but to cut down the land, the people, to a size within his lord's grasp. And did it work? Was peace finally achieved? Eventually, yes, every last one who still had the strength to resist swore fealty to Liu Bang, thanks to their fear and hatred of Yu. After years of war and chaos, China finally came together, united in the determination to exact vengeance upon Yu. This new regime came to be known as the Han Dynasty. I see. He had no doubt such a scenario would end in disaster. The survivors who loathed him so fiercely would surely not be satisfied with a mere pound of flesh. Those who finally defeated Shang Yu must have torn his body to shreds and fought over who would take pieces of him home as proof of their victory. And you saw all of this happen. I did. I witnessed it all as I stood by your side. Man. So they have a No way, is that? While we have been analyzing the Shadow Border, we decided to try remodeling our tax collection vehicle in Chaldean style. Oh my god, so it's just a tiger tank. So that's where those things come from, okay. We call it the Duo Yi Shan. Duo Yi Shan. Oh my god. Duo Yi Shan. Or more is more. Behold its vicious facade, behind which lies a mountain of otherworldly technologies designed explicitly for violence. Indeed, it is an awesome, terrifying sight. Man, why does the Emperor of China feel like a little kid somehow? Whoa! Thermic ray blasters, homing grenade launchers, a 1500 horsepower gas turbine engine. You know what? That is pretty strong, actually. It's the stuff of dreams. Woohoo! This thing is too cool for words, Your Imperial Majesty. It's beautiful. I've never seen anything more incredible in all my life. I don't get it. I think it would be something like, you know what? Let me Google search this, because there's definitely this. There's definitely this Duo Yi Shan, like this. Yeah. So it's this, right? Let's see if I can just copy and paste. It's like this thing. I don't get it. It has been a very long time indeed since this empire has produced new weapons. But thanks to Kalia's technology, a single night is all we needed to complete our most ruthless weapon. If the time for battle should fall upon us again, the empire will have an overwhelming advantage. Indeed, we have already ramped up their production to our factory's full capacity. We shall deploy them to the battlefront as soon as they are ready to go, where they shall swiftly rout these traitorous Chaldeans. Of course, you will be the one to lead them, Qingliang Yu. Oh, okay. Come on, Lady Liang Yu. Let's start talking tactics. I can't wait to explore all the strategic possibilities these bad boys will open up. With amazing machines like this out in the field, I could do this and some of that, and... She's already lost interest. Are you sure we can't just stick with the white cavalry spears? This is the problem with adapting new technology, you know? You gotta get people who understand how they work. Delicious. Even rations taste better than ever before now. Go on, Lucia. Eat up. A good meal can help with almost any ailment. I guess he's being generous for once. Hey, I'm seeing some dust clouds up ahead. Someone's headed this way, and fast. No ordinary cavalry will kill clouds like that. I wonder, what could it be? Is that an engine? It must be an absurdly powerful engine if we can hear it all the way out there. No, that's not it. They just didn't bother with a muffler for reasons that I can only guess at. It's coming over the hill. What the? Man. Ah, yes. I've seen this sort of thing before, as much as I wish I hadn't. I don't believe it. They just straight up ripped off the shadow border. Teehee. You certainly won't be buying that in the dollar store anytime soon. What a bizarre design. It reminds me of a bit of the kite we used in Russia. Hey, knockoff or not, I'm willing to give credit where credit is due. But this? This is really pushing the limits of my tolerance. Yeah, poor Da Vinci. This is just straight up copyright infringement. I guess, okay, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't conform to stereotypes, but have you ever noticed that China has a tendency to take products from other places, make them better, and then just send them out into the world? So I guess this really fits China, you know? They just take everything and make it better. If I don't turn that thing to scrap right away, I will never be able to forgive myself for letting something so garish endure. The enemy is preparing to attack, Master. Even its cannon design is almost absurd. I'm sorry to ask this of you, Miss Lucia, but would you be so kind as to do something about that thing for Da Vinci's peace of mind and our safety? Though not necessarily in that order. Yeah, you know, I mean, I guess the safety part is a bit more important. Hey, I mean, like, we're dealing with literal tanks here, right? Wait, they changed the music? Wait. This is the music from Summer 1. This is such unfitting music for this fight. What? Alright. Well, I mean, my power body's not strong enough to do this. I used the wrong skill. I'm stupid. I'm actually stupid. Oh man, I can't charge either. Alright. Like, this is way too cheerful for this kind of fight. I'm hearing, like, you know, like the summer drums and everything. It's like, come on, fighting a tank. Well, that wasn't enough. Great. Ouchies. What did he just do? Inflicts burn? Okay, well, I guess it's not the end of the world, but still annoying. Alright, charm him again. Alright, now hopefully I should be able to finish him off next turn. Nope, definitely not. I don't have enough damage. So I'll have to charm him again. Beauty of having a Scotty to destroy enemies with. Maybe if I had like a, I don't know, like a single target quick lancer. I mean, I do. I guess I have Medusa, but I haven't leveled her, so. Oh, didn't crit. Guess I die. They missed the crit again. On an 80% chance. Alright, just use skills for the heck of it, I guess. Alright, at least this wasn't too hard of a fight. Boom! Yeah, that was a really long cutscene. I completely forgot to put Mash in the team, so I think... Oh yeah, you're right! Right, Skaha! I do have Skaha! I forgot! She's a single target quick lancer. I completely forgot I have her. Okay, I'm gonna keep that in mind in the future if I run into another one of these tanks. That'll be helpful. Man, yeah, I completely forgot I have Skaha. Oh, looks like we're having another one of these. Do I do... Yeah, you know what? Let's just do this again, but this time I'm gonna place George with Mash and Raikou. I mean, Raikou's almost there, so I guess we'll just leave George to Bond Farm later. AoE this... Okay, yeah, thanks Ethan for the warning. Sweet. If it's AoE this time, then Provider should be able to clear these guys up pretty fast. Damn, this thing is flimsy. Indeed, if they had copied the Border's armor and its ability to withstand a zero sail, then we would have had a truly formidable foe on our hands. But what they've done here, how disappointing. It did have some impressive artillery, but that doesn't mean much if a good punch breaks it. Well, let us not forget that a blow from a servant is considerably more powerful than conventional weapons. Yeah, that's true, like getting punched by a servant would be like the same as taking like a tank shell to the face, right? So I don't know if I'd go so far as to call it a piece of junk. Poorly made. So it was an unmanned vehicle, just like those mechanical soldiers. Still, I'm surprised it was made quite so roughly. Wait. Yep, I've got a bad feeling about this too. It looks like it was designed with an emphasis on mass reproducibility rather than the performance of individual units. Which would mean... The tank brigade has arrived. Oh dear. Ah! There's a whole bunch of them! I knew it. They're trying to overwhelm us with sheer numbers. Burn them! Kill them! Kill them with fire! Someone get me an anti-world noble phantasm right now! Oh man, Da Vinci's pissed. I have never seen Da Vinci so upset before. Aside from that one time she threatened to murder Romani, but like, that was a special case. Okay, so this time the looping will work, I hope. Alright, slay all. I mean, okay, let's cut her some slack here. Like, if you were a genius and you just designed, like, I don't know, the shadow border, like, it's your precious baby and everything, and some, you know, random dude just steals your design and just, you know, wholesale copies it, I don't think I'd be very happy either. I'll keep it $1.50, as they say. Let's do this again. Come on. One thing I will say, I do not like the sounds that Parvati's Noble Phantasm makes. It's like a pitchfork that's like really loud, you know? Not usable to the poison, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Oh, hold on. Do I need to... Yeah, I need to target this one. Bam. Big damage.
感じてください。これが私の天まで届く恋の波動。無事終私は悪くないですから。
Alright. All the hostiles have been eliminated. Man, I'm exhausted. Oh. That does it! What does she say? Gather up the remains, every last piece. If that's how they want to play this, I'm going to analyze the shit out of these things and beat them at their own game. I think that was the first time I have ever seen Da Vinci swear. Wow, she's really upset. Like, normally that kind of language is like, Mordred would do that, you know? Ah yes, Da Vinci is a force to be reckoned with when she gets fired up. I have every confidence she'll soon unveil a new invention, the likes of which mankind has not yet dreamed of. You two are very good friends, aren't you? Yeah, they are. The Duodua Yi-san were completely useless. Interesting. Perhaps we rushed them into production too quickly. In retrospect, perhaps it would have been better not to use the same control system we used for the automatons. Very well then, we shall simply have to remotely pilot the next version ourselves. And to further ensure their success, we will allocate 0.03% of our resources towards their production. Oh, how reassuring. Oh my, the Emperor really means business. Are we sure of that? Yeah, they're just gonna keep sending these tanks into Chaldea, and oh man. That's gonna become a war real fast. You know, I get the feeling, at least this is the impression I have so far, is that Da Vinci and Qin Shi Huang would be pretty good friends if they were on the same side of the war. Portrait of a demon. Oh, so this is riders and archers, huh? Alright, let's change up the team a bit then. We can still go with, Scotty, but I'm going to... Let's see here. Let's get rid of the second Scotty and replace that with... Where is she hiding? There she is, Jack. And for Da Vinci, I guess I could just give, I don't know, do I just give it to Skaha, or... Let's give it to Emiya. If worse comes to worse, then we deal with that. The enemy have really started to go on the offensive, haven't they? Well, we are getting close to the capital. It is difficult to mask our intentions at this point. No doubt all the troops that were out patrolling other areas will be called back to help defend Xiangyang. This will not be an easy fight. I'm also a little unnerved that Akata, Yume-zin, hasn't made a single move since Ainkang. Agreed. I could not begin to guess what may be going through her head. But she appeared to me as though she were hesitant to make use of her powers as a true ancestor. Or to take a different perspective, she may have refrained from attacking us, because she knows she could use her true ancestor powers to wipe us out at her leisure. An eminently plausible theory, given how confident we know true ancestors to be. In which case, it is unlikely Yume would interfere with us again before the final stage of this battle. She is determined to not be seen fighting, but she is also dead set on ensuring this Lostbelt's survival. It is therefore extremely likely that she will sit back and allow Qin Shi Huang's army to try and eliminate us for the time being, and only step in as the final line of defense once we have reached the Tree of Emptiness. Sounds about right. Like for us, that Akata, Yume-zin, isn't a warmonger. That aside, we're still no closer to tracking down this Lostbelt's Tree of Emptiness. Then it's very possible that the next time we see Yume-zin will be when we find where the tree is hidden. Looks like the chit-chat will have to wait. We've got more company. I don't want to complain, but I'm starting to get a little worn out here. And we certainly can't have our master running her magical circuits at full speed right now. The hell are you guys moping around for? We're almost at the enemy's doorstep. Now's a chance to finish this. Oh, so they caught up. We have finally rendezvoused. I am sorry I did not get here sooner, Master. Who did I call? I'll call Mordred because I like her more. What about the villagers? Don't worry, we found the perfect cave for them to hole up in. And they've got enough food that they ought to be set for a while. All we need to do now is defeat Qingshi before their food stores run out. It's so good to have you both back. Go on then, have at them. Indeed, have at them. Alright, how we do this? Guess we'll just hack away at this thing. Is it better to use Jack or is it better to use Scotty? Let's use Scotty for the extra star generation. Because Jack isn't much without her quick cards. Man, they're bullying Scotty. How could they? 1, 2, and hit the quick. I mean, with the arts. You know what I meant to say. I was hoping that would work. Ah, they burned him. These traitors burned him. That was satisfying. And we got another one of these guys. What are the chances that Amiya crits? Should I just... Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'll just, we'll do it this way. Ah, big crit! Bam, bam. Love it. This is the power of a level 100 Emiya. Behold. Arts quick. Arts. That being said, though, I'm not going to be able to use his crits on the last wave, which I guess is sort of unfortunate. But you know what? That's fine. Crit, please. Yes! Sweet. Alright, now all I gotta do is to just clear the last wave. Oh, it's a good thing I saved everything for this wave, then. And just for this one time, I'm actually out because I want to see these tanks blow up in slow motion. Can I... Double Fantastic Speed normal, just this one time. Now I have become the bone of my sword. I am the bone of my sword. Soon, I pray. Unlimited blade walks. So who lived? Just one. I mean, once he gets hit with the crit, like, there's no way he's surviving, so... We are done here! And as you can see, bottom level 10, going up. We'll get there eventually. I think he was my first servant to hit bottom level 10, so... It was either him or Sakata Kintoki, and I can't remember which one, but either him or Emiya. All hostiles eliminated. I think we should be safer now. Let us take a short break, but do not let your guard down. I cannot do Nada's voice. Like, I imagine she would sound something like Aegis from Persona 3, but I don't know for sure. Say, I don't recognize you guys. Hell, I'm not even sure what the hairy one's even supposed to be. Ah, yes, forgive me. I am Chen Gong, and this is... how do I explain? What's to explain? You all know me. I'm Lu Bu Fenshen. Uh-huh. How come Alter Ego Fox Bitch is hanging with us? What does she mean, uh-huh? Lucia, you still have a fever. Have you not been cured of the poison? I'm afraid not. As of yet, we've only been able to treat the director. Indeed, procuring an antidote for Miss Lucia is, excuse me, is one of several reasons why we must make haste to Xiangyang. Well, you heard the man. Now, do you think you could maybe stop with the murderous glare? It's making me want to murder you right back. Huh. So you got no problem turning traitor on Qingshi Huang and the Cryptors, huh? I'll admit that Caldia and I will never exactly be the best of friends. But I'm willing to swallow my distaste if that pompous emperor gets some much-deserved comeuppance. Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm definitely on Qingshi Huang's side for this one, because if I remember Tamamo's history right, like, as any of the Tamamos, she would have just killed, like, a lot of people in history and been, like, the equivalent of, like, a demon, right? So, I mean, if the punishment for the malign evil is just torture and stuff, like, I don't know, I'd say Qingshi Huang is absolutely justified in that. Well, that right? Well, there's no better way to stick it to an enemy than to strike while things in their own house are a total cluster. Don't worry, traitor. I won't be kicking you out. At least not until you betray us. Which I imagine, you know, the betrayal will be coming very soon as well. The enemy is drawing nearer to Xiangyang all the time. They are too close now for us to employ another orbital strike without endangering the capital. How fare the capital's defenses? For the time being, I'm having Lady Liang Yu fortify our frontline defenses. In the meantime, I'm afraid we have no choice but to hold them off with more waves of automatons and... oh man, I hate pronouncing this. Duo Yi San. No. Okay, so I should explain to the viewers that are currently here what I plan to do. I want to make a video for the fight with Qingshi Huang himself. So, what I'm going to do is I continue the stream until I run out of natural AP, then I stop, and then I continue it another time. But if at any point I reach the battle with Qingshi Huang himself, I will just end the stream, and then I'm going to do my video on that, and then I'll probably do my video on cutting the tree, and then that'll be the end. So there probably won't be any more live streams right when I reach the point where I fight the Emperor of China. Duo Yi San. Anyways, I'll try to remember that pronunciation too. Your Imperial Majesty, if I may be so bold, I would ask that you give the order for the other royal guard to join the battle. We hate to admit that matters have reached the point where that is necessary. But perhaps it would be cruel to keep you hunting dogs on your leashes where the scent of battle is so near. Very well, you have all been training your kung fu for just such an occasion. Go. Show our enemy your skill. We will, Your Imperial Majesty. So in fact, let me see how much AP we have. We still have a bit left. Okay, yeah, so we have just enough to finish this section, so I'm just going to end the stream after we finish the section. And it's going to be the same thing again, huh? Okay. And do I change my team? I want to see the fight against Emperor Li Shu for usual writing. Alright, well, I hope I deliver, because I actually have a bit of ambition this time, because once I see that cutscene and I see how it plays out, I want to do my own take on it, because it's going to change depending on what servant I use. So, I mean, I guess this is kind of spoilers for what I will be doing, but I plan to use Jeanne Alter for the fight, so I guess you'll get to see her there. But we'll see how that plays out, because I haven't actually gotten to the Emperor yet. So now we're at a camp, I'm assuming? How are the camouflage devices holding up? I think I was able to patch them up for now, but even just putting their wear and tear aside, their batteries just aren't going to last much longer. I never planned on having to charge them outside the shadow border, you know? I think our only option here is to try and jury-rig an energy-saving mode to make them last longer. I see. Well, I have no doubt any modifications you can make will be of great utility. They've already held up remarkably well, given their improvised nature. At any rate, it won't be long now before we reach Changyang, and any advantage the devices may confer over long-range surveillance will be lost. However, even if we are no longer able to mask our location, we should still now be close enough to the capital that we need not fear an orbital strike. Once we have rested up tonight, I believe we should make for Changyang with all haste. For sure. We're badly outnumbered, so if we have to end, we'd better do it quickly. How's that thing I asked to make coming along, Da Vinci? Well, I've got it all put together for the moment, but whether it'll actually be helpful or not, all depends on whether we can trust the comms protocol Koenskaya stole. You doubt Moy? However you may feel about me, I can assure NFF's products are the very highest quality. I can at least say that the data I recovered from those knockoffs seem to line up with the protocol. But I've only got my laptop here, so I really don't have what I need to test the thing. I'd say it's got about a 50-50 shot of working, if I'm being honest. Hardly my best work, you know? That's fine. If anything, I'm impressed you pulled this off with so little time to get it done. Well, of course I did. I'm a genius. You can rely on me for anything. Da Vinci the genius strikes again. That said, I don't know if I can encourage you to actually go through with this. In fact, I think it'd be pretty reckless if you did. Yes, it is reckless. But that kind of recklessness is pretty much why I'm here to begin with. It's what made me go down in history, and eventually led to me meeting Lucia as a heroic spirit. Alright, but make sure you talk this over with her before you go, okay? I will, don't worry. I'm not Spartacus, you know? And we all know the thing with Spartacus. Why did Berserker go berserk? I mean, okay, when I think about it, Jinka's like life purpose, at least before becoming a heroic spirit, was to kill the first emperor of China, right? So maybe her noble phantasm is more effective against him, just like how Brunhilde Romantia is more effective against Sigurd. So we'll see. There you are, Lucia. Jinka, what is it? Oh, nothing. I just wanted to discuss our strategy for the upcoming battle. Between Chen Gong and Red Hair joining us, Neda Mori coming back, and Koenskaya, well, I don't know what we can really count her in. I don't know that we can really count her in on our lineup, but I don't think she'll try anything as long as Holmes and Da Vinci are around. My point is, we've got plenty of capable fighters to go around, so you want to go off on your own, don't you? Yep, sounds like that's exactly what's gonna happen. Can't put anything past you, can I? So you want to go defeat the Emperor, all on your own? You know it makes sense. It would also create a distraction while the rest of you try and find the Fusang tree. But all by yourself? That just seems... What, you're worried about me? Please, don't be. Worrying over me is as pointless as trying to convince Spartacus not to rebel. Jinke. Sometimes, I can't help but wonder why the counterforce gave me, of all people, a life after death. Maybe it's something to do with risking my life to take an action at a time everyone else was too scared to try. If there had been someone actually worried about me, I probably wouldn't be here right now. So speaking as both a heroic spirit and your servant, I promise you, you don't need to worry about me. But Senpai's... You're a friend, of course I'm gonna worry about you. You never change, do you? You're right. It was silly of me to say that. I mean, telling someone as caring as you not to worry? It is as ridiculous as forbidding Spartacus from rebelling, or ordering me to come back safe. Oh, the sad piano music comes. Alright then. Let me put it to you this way. I know it's selfish of me, but please, let me do this. I can't stop thinking about the fact that I finally have another chance to face that emperor. I came this close to assassinating him when I was alive, but I wasn't quite able to pull it off. And now, with Xiangyang almost staring us in the face, I feel that failure more keenly than ever. I just can't get it out of my mind. If I take on a different mission now, I'll be so preoccupied with this that I might end up making a fatal mistake. So please, let me be your decoy. Let me draw that Emperor's gaze away from you and the others. Right now, I think that's the best thing I can do to help Chaldea. Do you promise to come back safe? You know, at this point, this is what I do. By my command seal, I order you, come back safely. Like, don't even ask, man, just do it. Man, you really don't let up, do you? You're not even gonna let me get a poem in. Look, I can't promise everything will be fine. Not when I'm going up against Qin Shi Huang. But I can promise I'll make it to the Ipan Palace. Especially now that you've made sure I won't forget that look you're giving me. So make sure you find the Fusang tree and take care of that poison. After that, it'll be time for our real battle with the Cryptor, Yu Maiden. So, let's both keep that in mind as we go our separate ways, okay? Lucia, we've got an emergency on our hands. Our remaining camouflage devices just broke. What? I'm afraid we are now completely exposed. It won't be long before more enemy soldiers make their way here. You can thank our illustrious commander tripping over the wiring for that. Are you saying this is my fault? Who fixes delicate devices by spreading their components over the floor? Everyone knows you're supposed to do your restorations in a garage. Well, now we're screwed. Thanks. We can no longer hope to avoid enemy contact, so we will need to fight them off as we move. We can ill afford to stay here and exhaust ourselves fighting unending waves of enemies. Be ready to head out for Xiangyang on a moment's notice. Hell yeah! Now that's more like it. Lucia, MASH. We know. See you in Xiangyang. Seriously, what a contrived way to force enemies to attack us, just have Gordolf trip over wiring? Really? Alright. What? Jinke has gone off on her own? Not a problem. We got all the ass-kicking power we need right here. Yeah, let's carve a path right through them. Enemy hostiles confirmed. Get ready. Wait, aren't enemies just hostiles? Do you really have to say that twice? Alright. Alright then, let's do this. Well, yeah, I guess let's just have Jack kill one of the automatons. Alright. It's a crit! Oh, okay. It's fine. That should layer on a bit of extra damage on that tank, I hope. Alright, so it's absolutely my top attack priority, so let's just get Jack to cover him up. And that crystal generation is helpful too, especially if I can get— No! Stop! Alright, maybe I just do this right now, in case Scotty dies, you know, because I don't know how much longer I can keep her alive for. Oh man. Alright, alright. Now I just need to not... Alright. how do I do this? Let's just have Jack cut these guys up and generate some crit stars. Art should be better, I think. Oh, I forgot to change the Noble Phantasm speed back. That was silly of me. I'll change that back. I hope that was enough to kill. Okay, it was sweet enough. Scotty's actually just gonna die. What can I do to save her? No, I have to conserve that. Alright, so let's just do this then. Trace on. Alright, I guess the heal goes on to Emiya instead. Sweet. Ooh, this is gonna be a nice crit. And since it's a Brave Chain, the crit stars will be pretty nice too to have. Yeah, it is. My Jack is actually MP2, so that's probably the reason why she did more damage than expected. Ooh, alright. Let's do this. With any luck, I should be able to clear this wave with just one element blade works. I just gotta remember to turn off the normal Phantasm speed, because I forgot to do that last time. Alright, let's do this.
I am the bone of my soul. I'll blade walk.
Alright, come on, to 70% chance to crit. Got this, right? No! It's enough, right? It's enough, right? Yes, it's enough! Woo! See, it just goes to show that Jack the Ripper is good in all situations. Crit star generation is never bad. The near future revealed itself before him. He could feel the looming threat of war draw near, slowly but surely, from beyond the peaceful city. He could see the palace's defenses growing more robust by the day. Even without visiting Yipang Palace for himself, his predictive calculations warned him of the inevitable conflict to come and its inescapable results. Xiangyang was going to fall. Even knowing that, you would still tell me not to take up arms? Defending Xiangyang is no longer your job. But the real problem was the future that followed. Usually, he could learn small details about the futures he saw, even if he couldn't always make sense of them. But now, he couldn't see anything at all, not even a vague fragment of a future possibility. It was as though several years from now, this very world would no longer even exist. That is how it should be. Your ability to see the future has toyed with you for too long. No one should have to carry responsibility for history on their shoulders as you have. You have long since earned the right to lay down that burden. You mourn my fate so deeply. Rather, the fate of the Shangyu who paved the way for this Liubang to follow. My place in the Empire is not one of peace. Seeing the manner in which this body has been optimized for warfare should make that clear. Yes, I was originally designed to be a civil servant, but my ability to see the near future proved to be most useful on the battlefield. When Qing Shi Huang had only just united all of China, there were still foreign nations in need of being brought to heel. I traveled to Europe, Africa, the New World, every land under the sun, all to make them part of Qing Shi Huang's territory. I must have shed more blood in the course of that conquest than this other Shangyu who was known as the hegemon king of Western Chu. But here, your conquests were rightly held in high esteem, and the Empire valued you accordingly. However, in proper human history, your reputation was horrific. Well, that is understandable. It made sense that history would view him as a horrible, bloodthirsty monster. History is the collected recollection of humanity, so it is only natural for them to view an inhuman machine in such terms. If such a device were to be mistaken for human and its deeds recorded as such, it is no surprise that they would be feared. Not one person in all of proper human history ever truly understood why you did what you did. You are wrong about that, you. I know for a fact there was one person who understood the hegemon king of Western Chu, your Shang Yu. You, the one who just told me of this other version of myself. Surely, you must have understood him. Lord Shang Yu. Ah, now I see. At long last, he saw that he had been overlooking something so terribly obvious. By always casting his gaze to the distant horizon, he had always missed what was right there in front of him. There was another person in the same time and place as Shang Yu, another who looked human, yet was feared and despised as inhuman. Just as Shang Yu was feared and despised for quelling all threats to the Empire, this immortal Zhenzhen must have never known either understanding or acceptance. So that is why you have wandered for so long in search of me. How unspeakably tragic. It is all in the past now. It is no more than a fleeting dream. There is no sense in looking back. From Shang Yu's perspective, she was not one to view with suspicion, but wonder. There was neither fear nor hatred in his gaze. If anything, her way of life was something to aspire to, something beautiful to behold. But this insight was one only he could have, and only because he was not human. To humans with short lives and limited perception, she must have seemed as terrible as a demon king. But as a pair, so far removed from humanity, Shang Yu and Yu Meizhen could find solace with each other. Indeed, each was the other's perfect companion. So that Shang Yu in proper history died, leaving you alone. There was nothing either of us could do. You had a duty to fulfill, and I was given eternal life. Oh, what just happened to my audio? And yet, with his ability to see the future, Shan Yu must have known what awaited you in his absence. He must have known she would wander for an eternity, and the hardships she would suffer in solitude. I see. Then I must have grieved for you. Aww. So they have a sad backstory too, just like Ophelia did. When Dapple runs no more, what then can I do? Ah, you, my you, what will your fate be? I guess we'll just leave it at that for now then, because that's going to be all of my natural AP, as well as a fitting time for the story to end. So next time we come here, we will march to Xiangyang, the capital. So we got a lot of big fights coming up from what I hear. We have to fight Old Man Li and a bunch of the soldiers. But before that, last thing I do before we end the stream today, by the last 3 Saint Courts I roll. Let's do this. And 3-star servant. Marcellus von Hohenheim. You shall become mana prisms for my next endeavor. Okay. Still, that brings us to an end for today's stream. So for those of you who joined in and tuned in to see my journey through Lostbelt 3, thank you all so much. It means a lot to me that you're taking in this journey with me. So, like I said before, what's going to happen next is I'm going to continue this live stream at another time, and we'll keep going until such a time where we fight against the Emperor of China. When that happens, I'm going to end the stream, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to release that as a separate video, because I'm going to do a bit of unique dialogue with it. So you'll get to see videos in my usual formats. So until then, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys all have yourselves a great night, great morning, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you guys all next time, okay? Take care.